Hello there, my fellow garden enthusiasts. If you're anything like me, someone who finds sanctuary in small garden spaces, joy in creating with your own two hands, and a certain magic in transforming the ordinary into something extraordinary, then you're in exactly the right place today. Whether your hands have been working with wood for decades or you're just looking to add some character to that small garden you've been nurturing in retirement, I'm so glad you've joined me here. Welcome to Golden Seniors Living, where we celebrate the art of graceful gardening that honors both our wisdom and our changing abilities. You don't need an expansive yard, a young person's back, or a hefty budget to create garden spaces that take your breath away. Here at Golden Seniors Living, we believe the most beautiful gardens grow from experience, creativity, and working smarter, not harder. That's been our mission since day one, helping you create garden magic that's gentle on the joints but big on impact. Today, you're in for a special treat because I'm about to share 9 absolutely jaw-dropping rustic fence ideas that will transform your small garden spaces. These aren't just any fence projects, they're cleverly designed to be lightweight, require minimal bending, use materials you might already have, and best of all, they cost a fraction of store-bought options while looking twice as charming. I promise you'll be amazed at what we can create together with just a bit of imagination and those skilled hands of yours. If these ideas spark joy in your gardening heart, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss our weekly dose of garden wisdom made especially for our golden years. And if you know another garden lover who appreciates beauty without the backache, use that share button to brighten their day too. Now, let's transform those garden boundaries into something truly special. Let's start with something that brings structure and story to your garden. You know those old wooden window frames gathering dust in antique shops or maybe even in your own garage? The ones with peeling paint and weathered character? Well, they're about to become the talk of your neighborhood garden club. Take 4 to 6 old window frames, size doesn't matter as much as character here, and remove any remaining glass carefully. If the frames still have glass, you can either carefully remove it while wearing gloves or look for frames where the glass is already gone. Safety first, especially for our experienced hands. Now, connect these frames side by side using simple hinges or even sturdy garden wire. The beauty is that you can arrange them in a zigzag pattern, which not only adds visual interest but gives the structure more stability without needing to dig deep post holes, something our backs will thank us for. Once your frames are connected, you can either leave them in their natural weathered state, my personal favorite, or give them a light sand and a coat of milk paint in a soft color that complements your garden. Lean this artistic fence against the plain wall, position it to section off a sitting area, or use it as a backdrop for climbing roses or clematis. What makes this so perfect for us seniors is that it's lightweight, can be assembled while seated at a table, and creates instant charm without heavy digging or cement mixing. And the best part? Each window frame tells a story, just like we do. There's beauty in that history, those imperfections, those marks of a life well lived. Every time you look at it, you'll be reminded that the best views often come through frames that have seen a few seasons themselves. Now here's something that might be leaning forgotten against your garage wall, an old wooden ladder. Maybe it's not quite sturdy enough for climbing anymore, but it's perfect for our next garden project. Take that wooden ladder, the older and more weathered, the better, and give it a gentle clean, leaving all that beautiful patina intact. If it's a straight ladder, you can simply position it horizontally along a section of your garden, securing it with garden stakes on either end. If you're lucky enough to have an A-frame ladder, you've hit the jackpot. Simply open it up and place it where you'd like a rustic divider. Here's where the magic happens. Attach small terracotta pots to the rungs using garden wire or natural jute twine. Plant these with cascading flowers, herbs, or even strawberries. The ladder becomes not just a fence, but a vertical garden that creates a gorgeous boundary without taking up precious ground space. For those of us who appreciate sitting while gardening, this project is a gift. Once it's in place, all your tending can be done from a comfortable position, no kneeling required. And unlike traditional fence construction, there's no heavy lifting or post-hole digging involved. Just position, secure, plant, and enjoy. I have one in my own garden that separates my sitting area from my vegetable patch, and visitors always ask where I bought such a designer piece. Little do they know it came from my late husband's workshop, carrying with it memories of projects past and now creating new beauty in its retirement years. Isn't that something we can all appreciate? This next idea might raise an eyebrow until you see the results, using old wooden headboards as garden fence panels. Stay with me here, because the effect is absolutely charming. Visit your local thrift stores, estate sales, or even put the word out to friends who might be updating their bedrooms. Look for wooden headboards with interesting details, spindles, curved tops, or decorative cutouts all work beautifully. You'll want several similar in height but different in design for the most interesting effect. Now, instead of digging traditional fence posts, use a simpler approach. Get some metal garden stakes, the kind used for tomato plants work perfectly. Position 2 stakes for each headboard, and secure the headboard to the stakes using strong garden wire or UV-resistant zip ties. Line up your headboards with small gaps between them or overlap them slightly for more privacy. The varied designs create a whimsical, cottage garden feel that looks intentional and artistic rather than makeshift. What I love about this for our age group is how it transforms the heavy work of fence building into a decorating project instead. No concrete mixing, no post-hole digging, just creative arranging at a comfortable pace. And there's something quite poetic about items that once framed our dreams now framing our garden sanctuaries. A neighbor of mine used 3 headboards from her children's old bedroom sets to create a memory fence around her rose garden. Now when she sits among her blooms, she's surrounded by sweet reminders of rocking chairs and bedtime stories, proving once again that the best garden features tell a story only we can fully appreciate. If you're blessed with trees on your property or have access to fallen branches, this next idea brings nature full circle in the most beautiful way. We're going to create a woven branch screen that looks like something straight out of a fairy tale, but costs absolutely nothing. Start by setting up a simple frame. You can use 2 metal garden stakes with a horizontal bamboo pole or slim branch connecting them at the top. Then begin the relaxing process of weaving flexible branches horizontally through the stakes, alternating over and under as you go up. Willow, birch, and fruit tree prunings work especially well as they tend to be more flexible. The beauty of this project is that it can be done sitting down, a little at a time, almost like a meditative craft. No need to finish it all at once. In fact, the process of slowly building it up over days or weeks becomes a pleasure in itself. If your hands find some branches too stubborn, simply soak them in water overnight to increase their flexibility. As your screen grows, you'll notice how it creates dappled light patterns on the ground, nature's own lace curtain. And unlike store-bought screens that can look stark and new, this one blends seamlessly with the garden as if it grew there naturally. Over time, it might even sprout leaves if some of your branches decide to take root. For us gardeners with a few more birthdays behind us, this project honors our patience and wisdom, knowing that beautiful things cannot be rushed. It's gentle on the hands, creates no waste, and connects us to the oldest garden traditions of working with what nature provides. I've had my branch screen for 3 seasons now, and watching birds use it as a perch while I enjoy my morning coffee brings a kind of quiet joy that no expensive garden center purchase ever could. This next idea not only creates a beautiful boundary but also keeps fresh herbs within easy reach, perfect for those of us who love cooking with garden fresh flavors but don't want to bend and stretch to harvest them. Start with 3 to 5 old picture frames of various sizes. The chunkier the wood, the better. Remove the glass and backing, sand any sharp edges, and give them a coat of outdoor sealant if you want them to last longer. Then attach small flower pots, mason jars, or even recycled tin cans to the frames using pipe clamps or strong garden wire. Arrange these planted frames in a row, connecting them with hinges so they can stand in a zigzag pattern for stability. Plant each container with different herbs: rosemary, thyme, mint, basil, whatever you use most in your kitchen. The result is a living fence that not only looks artistic but brings your herbs up to a comfortable height where you can snip what you need without bending. It's the perfect solution for a patio boundary or to separate a seating area from the rest of the garden. What makes this idea so perfect for our stage of life is how it combines beauty with practicality. The herbs are at eye level when you're seated, eliminating the need to kneel or bend, and the project itself can be assembled at a table at your own pace. I've found that having my herbs in this vertical arrangement also helps me remember to water and tend them regularly. They're right there at eye level, impossible to forget. My daughter visited last summer and commented that my herb frame fence looked very Pinterest-worthy. Little did she know it was designed with comfort and accessibility in mind. Sometimes the most practical solutions turn out to be the most beautiful as well. For those times when you'd like a bit more privacy in your garden sanctuary, this next idea offers a clever solution using something you might find at architectural salvage stores or garage sales: old wooden shutters. Collect 3 to 5 wooden shutters of similar height, though varying widths add character. Give them a light sand and, if you wish, a coat of outdoor paint: soft sage green, gentle blue, or classic white all create a lovely garden atmosphere. The beauty of shutters is that many already have a weathered patina that's perfect for garden use. Connect your shutters using outdoor hinges, positioning them so that they can fold accordion style. This design allows you to adjust the screen as needed, fully extended for maximum privacy or partially folded to create a more open feel. For stability without permanent installation, attach small wheels to the bottom of every other shutter, allowing you to move your privacy screen wherever it's needed. For extra garden charm, add small hooks or knobs to the slats, perfect for hanging small plants, garden tools, or solar lanterns. If your shutters have adjustable slats, even better, you can control sunlight and airflow by simply angling them differently. What makes this project especially suitable for seniors is its adaptability. Heavy enough to stay put in a light breeze, yet designed to be moved without strain. No digging or cementing required, and the finished height puts everything at comfortable eye level. I've used mine to create a sheltered reading nook in a corner of my garden that once felt too exposed. Now it's my favorite spot for afternoon tea and a good mystery novel, proof that our gardens should evolve with our changing needs and desires. This next idea transforms something often found at thrift stores or kitchen remodels into an unexpected garden delight: old cabinet doors becoming an artistic garden fence. Look for wooden cabinet doors with interesting panel details or molding. The more variety in your collection, the more interesting your fence will be. 5 to 7 doors create a good-sized section for a small garden area. Remove any hardware, give the doors a light cleaning, and decide whether to keep their existing finish or paint them in coordinating colors. For my own garden, I chose a mix of soft blues and whites that complement my hydrangeas. To install without heavy digging, use the stake-and-wire method. Place metal garden stakes at intervals, then secure the doors to these stakes using strong garden wire or UV-resistant zip ties. Position the doors with small gaps between them, or overlap slightly depending on how much privacy you desire. The panel sections of these doors create natural frames you can enhance by adding small wreaths, hanging air plants, or even weather-resistant photographs of family or garden scenes. Some doors with glass panels can become miniature display cases for special garden treasures or seasonal decorations. What makes this project so well suited for gardeners in their golden years is how it transforms what would typically be a strenuous fence building project into a decorative endeavor instead. No heavy lifting, no deep digging, just creative arranging at a comfortable pace. And there's something wonderfully satisfying about giving these discarded items a second life in the garden, isn't there? Like us, they have plenty more beauty to offer in their later years. This eighth idea is particularly dear to my heart because it combines two of my favorite things, gardening and books, into one clever solution for creating a garden boundary with extra purpose. Start by collecting wooden crates of similar depth but varying heights and widths. Wine crates, old produce boxes, or even drawers from discarded furniture all work beautifully. Give them a light sanding to remove any splinters, and if they'll be exposed to direct weather, add a coat of outdoor sealant. Arrange these crates in an interesting pattern, some horizontal, some vertical, and secure them to each other using small brackets or screws. For stability without permanent installation, create a simple base by attaching the bottom row to a piece of pressure-treated lumber that can rest on the ground. The magic happens when you start filling some of the crates with weather-resistant books, gardening guides, bird identification books, or novels protected in plastic bags, while others become homes for small potted plants, garden tools, or decorative items. The combination creates a living library wall that serves as both boundary and storage solution. For us gardeners with wisdom earned over many seasons, this project acknowledges our love of books and learning alongside our passion for plants. It creates a boundary at comfortable reaching height, offers storage that eliminates bending to the ground for tools, and becomes a conversation piece unlike any fence you could purchase. I created one between my patio and lawn area, filling it with my collection of herb books, vintage seed packets, and small pots of succulents. It's become my favorite backdrop for morning coffee, a living scrapbook of interests and inspirations that makes me smile every time I see it. Our final rustic fence idea adds something special that goes beyond the visual, sound and movement that bring your garden boundary to life. Start with a simple framework, either an existing fence section, a length of sturdy branch, or a piece of driftwood suspended between two garden posts. This becomes your mounting base for something truly magical, a collection of wind chimes made from vintage silverware. Visit thrift stores to collect mismatched forks, spoons, and butter knives. The more varied the patterns, the more interesting the sound. Using a drill with a small bit, carefully create holes near the handle ends of the utensils. Then, using fishing line or thin wire, hang these pieces at varying lengths from your support structure. When the breeze catches these improvised chimes, they create the most delightful gentle tinkling sound, not overwhelming like metal tubes, but a soft musical accompaniment to garden time. The silverware catches sunlight too, creating playful reflections among your plants. To enhance this sensory fence, intersperse the silverware with other found objects, old keys, small bells, or pieces of colored glass, anything that might create interesting sounds or light effects. This boundary engages multiple senses, bringing your garden to life even on days when flowers aren't in full bloom. For those of us who find peace in garden sounds, this project adds a dimension beyond the visual. It's a creative project that can be done while seated, requires no heavy lifting, and connects us to memories. Perhaps some of the silverware patterns remind us of family dinners long ago. My own silver chime fence includes pieces from my mother's everyday set, and hearing them gently tap together in the breeze brings her presence into my garden in the most peaceful way. And there you have it, my fellow garden enthusiasts, 9 jaw-dropping rustic fence ideas that transform boundaries into beauties, all without breaking the bank or straining our well-seasoned bodies. Because creating a garden that brings you joy shouldn't require a contractor's budget or the energy of your younger years. What I hope you take away from today's ideas is how creativity often outshines costly solutions. These fence projects aren't just about marking boundaries, they're about surrounding ourselves with meaning, memories, and the satisfaction of creating something uniquely ours. Each one of these projects respects our pace, our budget, and yes, our changing physical abilities. But they never compromise on beauty or impact. In fact, I believe they gain something special from our years of experience, a certain confidence in combining the unexpected, a patience with imperfection, and an appreciation for materials with history. I'd love to hear which of these ideas speaks to you, or what creative fence solutions you've discovered in your own garden journey. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Our Golden Seniors Living community grows stronger when we share our wisdom. If you found inspiration in today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Golden Seniors Living for weekly gardening ideas that honor where we are in life while helping us create spaces of beauty and peace. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll know immediately when our next video arrives. Until next time, keep creating, keep growing, and remember, the most beautiful gardens are the ones that tell our stories. This is Your Name from Golden Seniors Living, wishing you gentle breezes and creative inspiration in your garden sanctuary.